which of the two of you would be more likely to lean into the occult if you found yourself in a difficult situation?
Well, I mean, he's the one who went down the rabbit hole when he was researching, and like these books would come up on the doorstep with these weird spell books. I love reading a good spell book.
He's gonna bring it back. He's gonna bring it back. Are you in there?
Thanks for taking the time to talk to Mana Many about your new film, Bring Her Back.
Thank you for coming to see us.
It's a pleasure. You cast the incredible Sally Hawkins as Laura in the movie. What was it like working with her, and how did you make the mother from Paddington so unnerving?
It's really a testament to her as a performer, because she's such a strong actor and her skill set is feel like it's at like 100. She's completely maxed out. Like the process of her was so incredible. Like I adored it so much, and she's so collaborative and she's so talented, and she gave so much to the other actors, where it's like even if she's knocking on a door off screen, she would come and knock on the door off screen. Wow. Yeah, she'd have to do it. She's like, I want to do it. We're obsessed with film, everything film, it's all we think about. So to have a performer that does the exact same thing, like she's obsessed. She gets obsessed with the character. And so going down the rabbit hole with her was the most amazing experience. Even having someone that you can be like, oh, can you just, like, without the crew, the cinematographer's just gonna bring a camera, can you come to set at 5 a.m. and we can shoot you in the real morning light without the crew around? It's just us. And she's down for that. She wants that call. She's so into it. She lived and breathed it, which we adore. Incredible. And she absolutely nailed the Australian accent as well, which is a really tricky one to land. Oh, yeah, she's like, and then actually Billy, who's from the UK as well, his accent is flawless. Insane, yeah.
Oliver lost his family just like you guys.
Does he look like Andy?
He's a beautiful boy. Just needed someone that could give him special care.
You lock you in, Ollie?
Her character keeps returning to this kind of gritty VHS tape that's depicting like an occult ritual. What was the inspiration behind that, and how deep did you go into the lore behind it? That's always like one of the funnest part, is like building out your mythology Bible and building out this lore. And like I always love that a film is here and then there's a world like this that you're only getting glimpses at and hints at. And it's about like going down the occult rabbit hole and reading spell books and talk to people that practice in the occult. Anything that sort of scares you or unnerves you, not that you're copying it, but you're inspired by that, and that can go into your own world that you're making. And the idea was that there's Laura's healthy way of grieving, which is these like tapes that she has of her daughter, these home videos, and then this is the inversion of that. And it's like, this is a way of signifying this is an unhealthy way to grieve.
He's an angel. It's a beautiful angel. It does beautiful things.
There's some pretty unsettling stuff in the movie, with one particular scene involving a knife that will put off people. Like, I'm terrified of the dentist, and so that scene really did a number on me. What was it like shooting that scene?
The stuff that's probably the hardest to watch is always the most fun to film. Yeah. It was so much fun shooting that scene. Right. Everyone on set had a great time. Jonah, who plays Oliver, everyone was having so much fun. So it's a very different experience creating something like that and then watching it back. Yeah, because you're finding it, you're like, oh my God, look at that. Whoa, oh my God. Like, it's like that sort of thing. But it is interesting. So there was a test screening we did, and it was people's most loved scene and most hated. Right. It was either you love it or you hate it.
I think it could be a bit of both. Like I responded so strongly to it in a way that was horrifying, but I loved it. It was incredible. Just want to focus on Sora Wong. So she is amazing, but she also shares her character's visual impairment, which lends a real authenticity to her performance and also a lot of the tension in the movie. How important was that authenticity for you guys? It was like the main thing that we asked for and that we were wanting. And our casting director, Nikki Barrett, was so amazing at like sourcing all these girls that wanted to act and that were like coming and were keen. And Sora came in and she'd never acted before, but we did an improv scene with her, and we said, this is the scene, this is your character, this is what you're feeling, and she just knocked it out of the park. Wow. And so that was, we knew just from that, you know, you're either, with acting, you have it or you don't, and she had it. And so it was about kind of structuring the shoot as well for her and for Sally, kind of from beginning to end, from the easier stuff to the harder stuff, not throwing her into the deep end and building up to those moments. There was this amazing transformation from Sora from the beginning of the shoot to the end. That was, by the end, oh my God. She's like a veteran. Yeah, a veteran. She's so good. We did ADR and she was nailing them, like one shot, one take. Yeah. We're so proud of her.
Oh, welcome to your new home. This is my daughter's room. I want to show you something else. This way.
We stuffed her.
I know I'm a weirdo.
There's a real familiarity to the Australian suburban setting of both this film and your first movie, Talk to Me. I find quite unnerving because it feels so close to home.
Yeah.
How important was that to you? Did you get any pressure to maybe move it to a more classic Hollywood setting?
Well, it's so interesting because we got offers to make a Hollywood movie, but A24 and even Sony, who helped me as well, like they never said this has to be done there, this has to be this, that has to be this, and like very filmmaker friendly and allowing us to do what we wanted and allowing us to lead that creative process. So there was never any pressure from them, which I think is so special.
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of paths we could go down, but it's about making something that's authentic, that's us, and that's Australian, you know.
Needed someone that could keep in special care.
As the film shows, desperate times call for desperate measures. Which of the two of you would be more likely to lean into the occult if you found yourself in a difficult situation?
Well, I mean,
He's the one who went down the rabbit hole when he was researching, and like these books would come up on the doorstep of these weird spell books.
I love reading a good spell book.
Was there anything that you discovered in that realm that you found particularly interesting?
Just how seriously some of the people take it, whereas like I spoke to someone that said that they could transform into a cat, and I'm like, I found that pretty interesting, just the psychology behind that, because she really sounded like she believed it. So I found the psychology behind like those people that practice it quite interesting as well.
Well, that's what's interesting about things, even if they're not necessarily real, that it almost is because the belief's real. It may not be there, but it is there in a way.
Yeah, and you can place any negative emotions onto something that you can, like if you go talk to a psychic and they say they can cleanse you of this bad energy, you've got this thing, that's the reason you've been having all these negative thoughts and stuff, like this thing is on your shoulder, let me get rid of that. Like believing in them, like lifting it off, I think does help certain people because their belief is there for it.
Sparkle like an angel. It's a beautiful angel.
And so we know that there's a sequel to Talk to Me in the works. Is there anything you learnt during the making of this movie that will impact that sequel?
Yeah, we're not going to have rain in it.
Yeah, it's so like you learn everything. Like there's so many things that you learn from every production. Like you learn by doing. And it's not even like exact lessons. They just like live in you subconsciously. And then like for the next project, you will remember things. Go, oh no, we can't try that again. Or we can't do that again. We need more time in the audio suite. There's so many different lessons that you take away, and it all just builds you becoming a stronger, more established filmmaker.
Amazing. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to Man and Manny.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers.